Hello, my friends. How y'all doing out there in internet land, Facebook land, YouTube land? How y'all doing? It is Sunday, 11 a.m. in Hawaii, and we are doing probably about our 60th or 70th now. I'm going to have to go back and see what day I started this. Quantum question session. And as you come on, let's do what we always do. Come on and say where you're joining from. I'll say howdy, and we can get a feel for this groovy, cool global audience that's gathering for these sessions. Hey, Carol. Aloha. Good to see you. Hey, Jennifer, who's welcoming friends already. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Shalenia. Hey, Dev and my kids in the other room. Hey, Julio. Good to see you, buddy. As always. Oh, that was Suki. Hey, Sooks. Hey, Peter in Belgium and Jane in the UK. Kate in Ireland. Look at that big cluster of people over there. UK. Man, the UK is lighting up right now. So all of you people that just said UK, just close your eyes and feel for a minute. As you tap into this aspect of yourself, as you tap into quantum questions and the ability of quantum questions and the freedom of quantum questions, feel it going through the UK, all the madness and all the kooky shit that's going on out there. Feel that you're a lighthouse in the midst of it. And let that be your truth. It is true. Hey, Rochelle, good to see you. Aloha. Aloha, Facebook user. That means you are in my group and you didn't click. If I can't see your face and name, that just means that you're watching live in my group, Unconditional Happiness, and you haven't clicked the StreamYard permissions. Hello, Kim in Australia, and Sonia in Quebec, and my girl over there in SC. Hey, welcome, Tom. Welcome, Saudi Arabia. Aloha, Rita in Denmark. Travis in Michigan. So, I know there's going to be a lot more of those. Let's just, we got 32 people in 3 minutes. Michael's on too. Hey, buddy, love you, man. Good to see you. So let's get to it, shall we? And what is it, you might ask? Awesomeness is what it is. Why is it that today is the day that I realize that being able to get along with everyone? Why is it that as I was saying this, somebody just typed in a comment that's basically opening the door for this, literally? Why is it? All right, I'm just going to invite everybody's attention, no matter what. Hey, Miriam in Germany. Aloha. Welcome. Good to see you. So listen, I'm going to just call everybody and invite everybody that's on right now. I'm going to invite you to presence, and I'm going to ask some questions. And this will be the theme of today's session. Welcome, Kurt. Denver is now in the house. Every one of us, I am calling and inviting you. If you see me and hear me, and if you hear me but you don't see me, you might want to turn to the screen so you can do both. Hear and see me. Eyes, ears, and heart. Why is it that today I admitted that getting along with others is literally everything? Getting along with others, it's the undeniably, unavoidably most important thing that virtually everybody's been avoiding. Why is it that no matter how my mom acts to me or others, no matter how my dad acts to me or others, no matter how my friends act, no matter what I learned at that goofy, fucktard liberal university, no matter what I learned when I was part of that conservative group, no matter what I learned in that church that I attended, no matter what they programmed me with in school, in the medical world, in the military world, in the governmental world. Why is it that no matter what I learned and experienced in all the upsets and all the arguments and all the unfairness and all the battles that I've ever witnessed and seen, all the negotiating deals where someone was trying to win, all the books I read, how to get to fucking yes. Why in the hell would someone want to get to yes? Why don't you get to understand the other fucking person in front of you? Why did I learn? And why was today the day that I got it? Getting along with the other is the most important thing that is. Why is it that when I contemplate this, if two cells in my body aren't getting along, that's called disease. If two cells in my body ain't getting along, that might be cancer. If two cells in my body ain't getting along, that might be leading to a tumor or pain or death of the organism. Why is it that I acknowledge that helping my cells to get along by giving them all the nutrition they need? Now I'm going to do something of an inside point right here. My kids and my partner Dev are hearing this, and I'm not just bringing this to us. I'm just giving an example from the inside that might help everybody else. We have a dog that is pretty much retarded, and God, we love this dog, and she is pretty much retarded. And one of the issues in her life, she spent from her very early puppy childhood until just a couple months ago, she was in a crate or in a little kennel with her sister, another dog, and it was her family. It was the other. That was her sister. She was in the room, sharing a room with her sister. And they were underfed, and they were puppy mills, churning out litters of puppies. Now, while those two dogs were in that setting, being used to churn out puppies for sale, they weren't being loved and cared for and nurtured and given all the love and attention and kindness that they actually needed to thrive and be healthy. That might sound familiar to some of you. And in that setting, being underfed, they found themselves in a constant state of competition to where our dog's face is fucking chewed up. I can only imagine the other dog's face. So they weren't able to get along. And our dog is still batshit crazy because of it. And we're loving her and we're healing her with love and kindness and touch and gentleness and communication. And it's a slow climb back to sanity for this dog. Do we honestly think that it's different for any of us? Really? So why is it that just like two dogs in a kennel, two cells in my liver, or you and me, or two political parties, conservative, liberal, the most important thing is us learning how to get along. And when the other refuses to learn to get along, am I still willing to take responsibility? How can I help to facilitate the change? Because this other dog might rip me to shreds one of these times and kill me. I have motivation and inspiration for my own survival. Maybe I can tap into a deeper motivation and survival. What would it be like if we finally did get along? What would this planet be like if we finally did get along? What would my house be like if we finally did get along? If we honored the needs and the feelings and the desires of the other as much as we do ourselves? Well, I can't do that because they would win. Are you sure? So now, with that whole theme in place, and I am not looking at the comments, I haven't for a few minutes. If what I'm saying you relate to it, if it's valuable, if it's beneficial, please type in, because I feel like I am on something here. I feel like I'm on the thing, to be honest with you. How can one, while talking to someone else, here's me with the other, in the middle of a conversation while we're talking, How can I stay present? Because I'm used to always losing presence when there's somebody else involved. Because I mean, what's at stake? What if I lose? So I'm all caught up on my survival and winning and not losing, rather than being present. And then, oh, holy fucking shit, in the middle of the conversation, something's going on and my emotion arises. Now I'm going to freak out and respond to my emotion. That's why all the relationships in the world just about end up in strife or breakup or silent resentment. So why is it true that I acknowledge that within me is the ability to stay present, to breathe, to stay calm and centered, no matter what that motherfucking asshole is doing, as long as I don't think they're a motherfucking asshole? What if I were running the question in my mind? See, what if we've been running the question in our minds? Why are they such an asshole? Why are they always like that? Why are they? What if I was to ask the question instead, what's this other person feeling in front of me? What are they feeling like they need right now? Why am I able to be so compassionate and so present and so kind that I'm able to tune into what they're feeling rather than faulting them for their behavior or trying to survive myself? Why is it I remember that I'm eternally safe no matter what they do, so I can bring that larger understanding and compassion to seek to understand them and their feelings and their needs and what they're perceiving? Why is it that I'm able to remember moment to moment to moment when they act like that, they're not being hurtful to me, they're hurting in front of me, which gives me the opportunity to be the one who brings the healing to the situation? Why is it that in the midst of a conversation, in the heat of the conversation, as an emotion comes up in me, I have the ability and the right and the freedom and the responsibility, the ability to respond, to say, excuse me, forgive me for just 1 minute. I really am feeling something here. This conversation with you is so important to me, and you're important to me, and us elevating this conversation to a higher place is important to me. And right now I'm feeling something so strongly. I want to just breathe it and give it a moment, and then I'll be able to be fully present to you. And why does that change everything? Aloha, Mary, Hillary Ann, Erica. So, hey, Ryan. So, here comes a bit more. And this is all related. Why is it that I have the capacity, and why is it true that no matter what's going on, I have the capacity and the ability to look past their crazy, to see the infinite, unlimited being that's in front of my eyes? All right, I'm going to be really personal and transparent today. I'm never not, and I'm just really being personal and transparent here. With my kids, something that I've done many, many, many times since I discovered this about 10 years ago. And I do it in my own life as well. I'm thinking right now about my little ones here. When they seem to be at each other's throats so much that it's like, no, I'm gonna die if you win, and I believe you can win. No, I'm gonna die if you win, and I believe you can win. And I believe you're gonna try to win. And there's this competition that won't stop. There's this at each other's throats for not enough dog food. That might be attention, or it all boils down to attention, because this right here, what you perceive when I'm communicating with you, the reason you're on this session, if you've been on more than 1 or 2 sessions with me, the reason you're on with me is because I'm fully present to you and you like it. You could list any other thing you like and enjoy about it, but I'm telling you what it boils down to is the attention. I'm giving you 100% attention. And most of us have never experienced that in our lives. It's always attention. We're desperately trying to get the scraps of attention that our parents were too fucking unconscious and in too much pain to be able to give. So when they're battling desperately for that attention, and they don't even know that's what they're doing, they think it's about this or that or this because they're thinking instead of being present. All I got to do is say, okay, you know what? I don't do punishment. I don't do like that kind of, I don't live my life from the parenting authoritative place. I live my life from, we got to fucking stop this battle so we can get along and have sanity in our house. You sit here, now look at each other. And look in each other's eyes and don't look away. That's the only rule I have. Just look in each other's eyes and don't look away. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to listen. Look in each other's eyes and don't look away. And I'm telling you that every single time without exception, every time without exception, if they look for more than a couple minutes, I'm able to ask and say, now that you've seen each other again, instead of looking away and being sure that's a fucking worthless piece of shit monster over there. Now that you've looked at each other again, looking in her eyes, do you want to treat her the way you were treating her? Do you want to hurt her? Yes or no? Are you being honest? So when you look in her eyes and you see what she really is, not that story you were telling yourself about her while you were looking away, not that picture you formed of her as the bad other, but when you look at what's in front of you, when you look at your sister, when you look at your brother, do you want to hurt them? So it's about bringing presence. So why is it that I don't need to change my perception of people that are da 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 da? I choose to be present to what's in front of me, and my perception instantly changes. And why is that available to me at all times? Why is it that I realized today that these aren't cheesy words? There's nothing superficial about this. Why is it that I realized today we have to let go of everybody all the time, whether we love them or not, because the very act of holding them means I'm not loving them. I'm clutching for survival. And why is it that every time we hold someone, instead of letting them go so that they can choose, that's sanity. If I love you, I have to let you go. Because if you're staying with me because I'm not letting you go, because I'm holding you, I'm violating you and I'm violating myself. So why did I stop trying to let go of the other person? And why did I simply choose presence? And in my presence, I'm not holding anyone. I don't need any help letting go. I know that I perceived needing help letting go because ever since I was little, when mom and dad were leaving and I felt so desperate about the attention they weren't giving me, I started developing techniques to try to hold on to them desperately that never fucking worked. So I've been this frantic little psycho hurting. But I don't need to learn how to let go. I choose to learn that I don't need to learn anything. I simply choose presence. And in the moment of choosing presence, I'm not holding anyone. And in that moment, I can see who they are and stop trying to hold on to what I thought I needed. Why is it that I know that I can't try to get along? I get along or I don't. And getting along hinges on me being present. I want to invite you right now to breathe, and I'm talking to you. I am talking to you. No, not them. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to you. No, I think he means them, but no, I'm talking to you. If you'll breathe for just a minute with me. And if you're not willing to, then check and see why that is. What do you feel you need to resist? I'm afraid that if I really relaxed and became present, I'd forgive everybody. If I did, they won. No, they didn't win. No, they didn't win. Soak up these messages. Soak this up while you're breathing. This is the theme of everybody's life at every moment, Marilyn. You know, there's an old joke. It's not like a funny joke. It's just a humorous thing. There's a man that I absolutely love. My God, I love this guy. And I respect him so much. And he left his body not long ago. Neil Peart, who was the lyricist and drummer of the band Rush. He was also just an incredible human being whose philosophy was, what's the most excellent thing I can do today? That was his philosophy. This guy fucking did a 10-speed bike tour across Africa for months and months and months, and then a 10-speed bike tour. Him and a bike and what he could carry on a 10-speed bike across China for months while touring with one of the most successful bands. This guy, just true hero to me, the philosophy that he had. And he one time was just talking about the differences in life. He said, that's why they make different colored ties for men. It's a kind of a stupid, silly joke that points to something really bigger. Everybody is totally different. Everybody's totally different. Everybody has completely different preferences and approaches. But then when you peel it back, we're all here with other people. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but you go live in a cave by yourself to get away from everybody. It's just a matter of time before you find out who owns the fucking cave and they're knocking on your door. You can't get away from other people. You can believe it's a fantasy. One day I will be able to have my own. No. You're in the world that you created so that you could experience other people, because what if other people are you? What if the guy that you think is the biggest asshole in the entire world? What if the woman you think is the craziest bitch in the whole world? What if the person you think is the most sexy, wonderful, amazing? What if the person that you think is, what if that's all just what you thought? What if they're you? What if they're the exact same identical being that you actually are, just under a different set of circumstances? But it's the same one. What if that's true? Then what else would matter other than us learning how to get along? Do you really think your brother and sister are going to magically disappear? Do you really think your parents are going to magically finally fucking change? Look at these messages. I think that's a bullseye, baby. The only way to really live and find your eternal safety means that you understand the other. And the only way that you're going to understand the other is to quit really understanding them, which puts them over you. I'm not understanding anybody. I use that word and I know what you mean. It's to understand them. You are me having gone through what you went through, and I'm just you having gone through what I went through. We're going to really hold that shit against each other? Yeah, but they're being an asshole. No, they're not. They're trying to show you what life's like when you go through what they went through. And very, 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 very relevant to that is, why is it that when I discovered that you were me and I was you, it's impossible for me to ever take things personally again? Why is it that I understand that what you're saying about me isn't actually about me? It's about your perception of me from within the prison of your mind. How could I take that personally? What you're doing, listen, if you look out in the water and there's some person out there that doesn't know how to swim and they're drowning in water that's deeper than they can reach. They're drowning and they're in the last couple minutes of drowning. And you just happen to be swimming by. I don't know anyone's here drowning. I'm just paying attention to my swimming. And you come up and you're the nearest thing to them. That crazy motherfucker is going to drown your ass, pushing you down because there's something here that I can push down, that I can push myself up. That crazy motherfucker is going to drown your ass in their desperate, adrenaline-fueled fury, trying desperately not to die. They're going to kill you. But they weren't trying to kill you. They were just desperately trying to get themselves up and push something else down. Was part of the game. They don't know you're there. What if the people that have hurt you the most don't actually know you're there? They're just reacting to their drowning in their emotions. And we got to be able to have harmony with those that aren't choosing harmony with us. And that's the ultimate opportunity challenge. Whatever you need, when it's time to say, I am not turning my back on you. I am not rejecting you, me. All I'm doing is I'm just going inside for a couple minutes so that when I turn my attention back to you, I can be fully present to you. And the reason why attention is the only need is because we haven't tapped into our own infinite, unlimited presence and love, in which we are the infinite one, giving infinite attention to the self. Until then, we're all desperately, frantically trying to get fractions of it from somebody else. I cannot overstate, I cannot even adequately express. I recommend reading at the minimum, the first 2 books in the Celestine Prophecy. So the first book is the Celestine Prophecy, and the second book is called The 10th Insight. Listen, I cannot recommend it highly enough. One day when I'm the emperor of the whole universe, one of the first rules that I'm going to pass is everybody in the universe, before they can be considered grown up, they have to read and pass a test on the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the Celestine Prophecy, and the 10th Insight, because those books will help you to understand the infinite, unlimited energy that we are, that's always available to us, and how all societal war and battling and fighting and arguing, all conflict is literally the frantic attempt to push the other motherfucker down so that we can push ourselves up, because we're drowning for a lack of the oxygen of attention, while we're swimming in an infinite ocean of us, and no one showed us how to reconnect to it. And I'm showing you right now. Oh, there you are. What are you trying to communicate to me? Sorry, I wasn't listening before. I wasn't really here. I'll let the comments speak for a minute. Keep breathing. All right. It's time for me to wrap this up, but I'm not going to quite yet. We're on one theme here today. As I started to touch the theme, somebody made a comment, and there it was. And now it continues. Why is it that I woke up today in the midst of this conversation, in this session, which I plan to watch the replay of 10 times over the next month to let this take root in my body? Why is it that I realized today that what I called people pleasing was a desperate attempt to try to pretend that I was loving and caring and generous, to try to get other people to finally give me a scrap of fucking attention? When I wasn't present and I didn't feel that I could be and I didn't feel safe, I learned that if I would just kiss their ass enough and kiss their ass well enough, because I believed kissing their ass was necessary, I can't seem to get their love any other way. But if I'll just keep kissing their ass and sharing more, I get a candy bar and I give them more than half of it. Did you notice I gave you more than half? Now, would you please be nice to me? Would you notice? Maybe we could choose to just be kind. We could just learn to be kind again. And it continues. Why is it that I woke up today and I realized I fear saying no to people, partly because I'm afraid they'll say no to me? I learned that I had to say yes. Yes. Wait, you're asking something of me? The only way that I've ever learned to get any love, and I don't think it's love, it's just attention and approval, but the only way that I know to get it is by saying yes. So yes, what do you need? What do you want? What do you want? And then I'm going to resent you, motherfucker, later for all the shit you took from me. And we turn the cycle again and again and again. Why do I think that was Suki? It was Audience. 4 agreements, you better believe it. And somebody just wove many of those last few things together. I can say no. I can say not yet. I can say I love you. I hear your request. And right now that doesn't work for me. I'm willing to have the conversation to seek to understand why it matters so much to you. All right. Why did I learn today that I don't have to always think in dichotomies of 2 shitty options? I have infinite options. Why is it that I today stopped believing there was such a thing as a difficult relationship? I realized in my very thinking, oh, this is a difficult relationship. What? Is there such a thing as a difficult relationship? No, I'm in a relationship where there is opportunity to learn and unlearn and seek to understand and understand and connect. No difficult fucking relationship. I'm so glad that today was the day I woke up. Why did I wake up today? And I realized that I had been using phrases like, and I had been thinking in terms like difficult relationship, which did not put me in the best fucking place. So why is it that today I decided to seek to understand and understand the other while standing my ground of what I prefer? Because what we both desire matters equally. And when I'm giving too much, I'm the martyr. And when I'm not giving up, I'm the fucking tyrant. And why is it today that I said, beyond tyrant and martyr, I am? And in that moment, I was able to relate to you. And if it was time to stay or leave, I didn't have to wonder. I didn't complicate it with the idea that it was a difficult or an easy relationship. Why is it I realized that the relationship that I used to call difficult actually had the greatest opportunity for me to grow and learn and expand? Why is it that I let the idea of conflict disappear and now I choose proflict, moving forward to understand and understand and relate like never before? Why is it that when I'm present, I don't need to ask this question? Why is it that when I'm fully present and I sit with the other, I have perfect guidance as to whether it's time to talk or listen? In a fully conscious relationship where both people are choosing to be present, intuition leads the conversation. The other was the 10th Insight, which is the second book in the Celestine Prophecy. Anyone who hasn't, I will highly recommend a book that can save you a lot of time. I think my daughter wrote this. All right. 37 minutes into my 15-minute commitment. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to just invite you, if you want to breathe these in with me. I'm not going to address any more issues. If I didn't address your issue today, you weren't fucking paying attention, and I love you anyway, and I will be back tomorrow at the same time. If you feel that what you experience here today is worth sharing, let's bring friends tomorrow. Christy, this session was as for you as any session ever has been. Hi. Come. You'll want to see this. Yeah, I'm going to move those out of the way.
I can see our dog.
Oh, yeah, this is the dog I was talking about. Here, let me move that out of the way, babe.
This was me.
Let me.
No, they can't see us.
I'm going to move it, hon.
Waffles.
Now they can. Here's the dog in question.
Hello. She's drowsy.
Love you guys.
Love you. She's sleeping.
All right, so I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. Here, let me lift you up for a minute, audience, so you can say hey to everybody.
I got a bunch of presents yesterday.
He turned 9 yesterday, everybody. All right.
No, sir.
That was Audion.
I heard me.
People sharing. I love to see it. All right, everybody. This has been a truly wonderful session, and there's a lot of gratitude and a lot of groovy stuff coming through. I appreciate it all. I'm with you, Crystal.
Now can we go to the beach? Hi, Crystal. I fell.
Look at that. Wow.
Well, a lot of people are saying that.
All right, everybody. I love you. You're me, and I'm you, and I will see you tomorrow. Aloha, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Dad, can we